on the fucking basketball team. There was,
Nice. You were the odd man out.
yes, I was very much so, very much so. But when you're in the fucking eighth grade and you're slamming a fucking ball down somebody's throat, it's kind of hard not to pick you on the team. So it was
Right.
it was odd though. It was odd because everybody's sitting there listening to Boys to Men and fucking Dre and fucking DMX, and I was I remember when freaking Kurt Cobain fucking killed himself. I was in the seventh grade. And we had it was the morning we came in that we had our fucking medals. We won the basketball championship in little leagues and shit. And all the girls were in the classroom crying. And we're just like, what the fuck's going on? Because, we were celebrating. We wouldn't pay no attention. It's like, Kurt Cobain shot himself.
Right.
Like, no shit. Where's the fucking news at? We had the damn teachers, that MTV on in the fucking classroom. We didn't do shit all day long. Didn't do shit.
Yeah, we were like, damn,
Yep.
Nowadays, everybody's like, man, that was some traumatic shit right there.
It was.
I was devastated. But I mean, and the world nowadays is so, Kevin's in here. He's mentioned the whole the three Chinese basketball players that basically got freed from China simply because Trump stepped in.
Right.
Nobody wants to talk about that.
Nope.
And then we have the impeachment articles that were introduced today. And there's some of y'all that don't know, because I know a lot of y'all don't get my articles, because Facebook fascism. But these articles of impeachment have been introduced before by a couple of other Democratic senators and governors and whatnot. Nobody's going to impeach Trump. The fact of the matter remains that our Constitution, our Supreme Court, holds strongly to the fact that he did not commit a crime to be impeached for. You cannot just impeach somebody because you don't like them. It don't work that way. Right. So, keep putting your articles of impeachment forward or whatever. We're going to keep laughing you out of the House and out of the Congress and out of the Supreme Court and whatever else. It's absolute ignorance. They do it because they want to waste taxpayers' money and they want to stall the shit Trump is actually trying to do.
Yep.
And this is how they're doing it. They know they can't impeach him. They just want to hold up things he's trying to do because he has to focus on this crap.
Right. And
there's no actual legalese behind it.
Right. And Obama sit there and he'd sit there, we didn't have any major issues in the White House during my term or whatnot. That's because the motherfuckers who are trying to cause it now were on your fucking side. And the Republicans knew better. They they weren't going to throw any impeachment laws up because it wasn't going to happen. They did the same thing to George Bush. They tried to impeach his ass. Didn't happen. But it's the same thing. Every time a Republican gets in there and it's doing some fucking good, granted, Bush was in there during the time of the initial invasion and shit like that. Guess what? The man had to do his fucking job. Yeah, he spent billions and trillions of dollars on fucking war, but it was needed at the time.
Right.
Fuck.
And it's funny because I don't actually personally care for Bush. I never did.
Right.
So I get a lot of the whole, I'll say something about Obama, and they'll be like, I bet you supported Bush. And I'm like, you're an idiot, because no, I actually really didn't like Bush, at all. But I understand why he did what he had to do, and I agreed with it. But Bush on just the general fact of Bush, no, I don't like it. I don't like his daddy either. I know that might get people screaming at me, but... See, this is where I stand in the Patriot movement, is left, right, middle, center, whatever you want to call yourself. Wrong is wrong. I don't have to agree 100% on everything on the right side simply because it's on the right side.
Right.
Facts are facts, and we need those. Trump hasn't, as of yet, done anything I personally disagree with, but there are Republicans that I will slam and trash daily. They call themselves Republicans, but they're like the still in the closet Dems, like Jamie just said.
Right.
Right. I'm like, come out the closet. But if you notice, any time a Republican is ahead in anything, ironically, like Roy Moore, the Democrats somehow find these psycho people to make these bullshit claims and put off things that are supposed to be happening to lessen the actual voting process and people that are actually paying attention with their backdoor antics. Anything from forgery to false accusations to fake videos. I mean, it's all over the place. And when you actually open your eyes, no matter what side you're on, because, again, I don't like all Republicans, but I will defend some of the Republicans being accused of things because it's not true. And that's where I kind of fall in the middle of this patriot movement, and I kind of take some flack sometimes.
Right.
But it's like, if I were to go and actually dig into some of these accusers of more, and some people have, you find out they're connected to the DNC, they're on the payroll, they're best buddies with Joe Biden. Listen, if you're a 40-some-year-old woman, I think one of the first accusers was younger. I think she was in her 40s or 50s. And I can find pictures of you cuddling up with the biggest pedophile and exploiter of women in our country, and you're complaining about more of all people? You're a liar. And that's a simple fact. I don't need proof. I don't need to see you talk. I don't need to see your eyes shift to the fucking left. If you have cozied up to someone like Biden, you're either a whore or a liar. And that's the bottom line.
Right.
You know, it's absolutely ridiculous. Why do these people hate more? Because he does things like refuses to move the 10 Commandments out of his courtroom. He stands his ground as a Christian. He stands his ground as a Republican. And he basically gives the middle finger to any Democrat that tries to strong-arm him, which is why these women are coming out against him. And they're connected to the DNC or to whatever else they can connect to, which we can find easily on public record. Right. It's ridiculous.
It is. It is. And you're right. You know, it's, you know, I didn't agree with everything that Bush and whatnot did either. But you're right. Right is right and wrong is wrong. You know, if anybody needs anything to believe or lean on that's on document, there's one piece of paper that has been sitting there for many, many, many years that we can all lean on and support and trust, and that's the fucking Constitution.
Absolutely.
You know, we got our laws of our country. Abide by them, and Constitution. That's all you need to do. But everybody wants to shift away from that, or try to put laws in play that, oh, well, you can't have guns here and you can't have guns there. Guns kill people. No, they don't. Sorry to tell you.
No, people kill people.
That's right. But, you know, it's...
My gun ain't ever jumped up out of its safe place and decided it was going to go on no fucking rampage, load itself, and take out 26 people.
Nope.
Okay? My gun is sitting in its safe space talking about, I'm going to wait till Mama wakes me up. It don't do that shit by itself.
This is not Roger Rabbit.
Right? Exactly. It ain't talking to me, talking about I'm angry today, let's go take some motherfuckers out.
Right?
No. It's an inanimate object without emotion. It don't work until somebody with emotion picks it up.
Same way the flag and the statues and everything else works in this land. I just find that so amazing that they're gonna have to pick little things like that. That's been standing for fucking years. That we're gonna pick this to bitch about today, and we're gonna pick this to bitch about tomorrow. You know,
it drives me nuts. And I agree with Smashley right here. More vets with guns protecting the no-gun zones. If we had, and I'm going to plug somebody here because my heart is in everything they do. Lewis Arthur with Veterans on Patrol out of Arizona is one of the most amazing people I've ever met in my life. Right. You know, that's my brother to death right there. But he takes homeless warfighters off the street, provides them with everything they need to start over, but he lets them do it themselves. Like, y'all would have to see his shit to understand. I have never seen something like what this man accomplishes, and he will never take the credit. It's always about the man upstairs that gives him the power to do so, which I think is amazing. But if those type of veterans, homeless veterans that can't get work because of whatever, because we know that is a big problem in this country.
Mm-hmm.
We got schools that need these veterans at their front doors. Because if there would have been a veteran armed with simply a freaking handgun at the door to that school in California, I guarantee you that man wouldn't have hurt a single soul.
Yep.
Nobody.
And I think,
and yes, he has been attacked like a motherfucker, and it's ridiculous. But he always says, "You'll know the people you need to know by their fruits, and you will know the people you don't want to know by their rottenness."
mm-hmm.
And that is why I adore this man. He has been attacked relentlessly by patriots, by liberals, by the cities, by everybody. And he is still trudging. 2 years later, he has taken over 180-some homeless veterans off the street. Some stay with him and volunteer and do the actual work, unsupervised at these camps. And it's amazing to watch. And if more people would just follow an example like that, our veterans would not be in the stage that most of them are in.
Right.
Right. I'm just saying, hand them a billy club and put them at a school for that matter. They're still not going to let a gunman get through.
No shit.
It's just a simple fact.
And that's been something that's been talked about for a little bit. I mean, I remember when I was first retired, 2 years ago, and started with BW. That was one thing that a lot of people were saying. It was give a vet a damn job at a school doing freaking security, or at a hospital, or somewhere like that. I mean, who else better to protect the innocent than somebody who's already done it before? I mean,
exactly, and that's what I love to say is who is better to protect the innocent than the protector of innocence?
There you go.
That's what they do. That's what they do. They protect our right to our freedoms, and they protect our right to continue to live in a world that's not emaciated by debauchery and bullshit.
Right.
That's what they sign up for, and that's what they're more than willing to do if somebody would just hand them that ability.
Right. And
it's insane.
And you catch the guys. I had quite a few of them. Come in. Oh, I'm just here for college money. I just want to go to school. I had one dude and one chick. It just try to ride that train, try to push their luck, and would literally like sign up for college classes and be gone during the day and whatnot. And then it takes a while, but you eventually get them to understand. Okay, school is for after work. You joined the military to defend this country. Da 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 da. You had to preach it because they were still young, just right out of high school. Some of the recruiters, not all of them, but a majority of them are not really telling the story like they should, which I think is crap because, some of the military is on the ass end of that. You can't really sit there and say, okay, you're going to come in, you're going to go do PT, you're going to get smoked, you're going to go to war, you're going to fight, oh, you're a cook. Well, you're still going to get pulled at some point in time, maybe. If somebody tells you, hey,
right.
Guess what? You're coming out of the kitchen, go grab your rifle, you're going to go, kick in some doors. It's going to fucking happen. And they won't even let them do that. And that's, that's on the military side standpoint. I have to say is some things that I don't like about it. And that the recruiters are kind of forced into, I guess, teasing them in. Talking about
right.
their bonuses, their schools, the insurance. Oh, you're married? Oh, we'll take perfectly good care of your family. Instead of giving, and then you got some guys that come in here and just be, and that's part of the some of these guys' issues coming out is that's not what I went in for. They fucked me up by doing kicking me out because of this and this. There's still a
right.
There's still a vet to a point. You still gotta take care of them. If you didn't go in and tell them the whole damn story anyway. That's why I could have never been a fucking recruiter. Could have never been one. I couldn't go in there and just lie to these kids and whatnot and try to lure them into the military. I want you to come in because you wanted to protect this country and our freedoms, our other brothers and sisters before us and our freedom fighters out there for what they do. Not because of what you're going to get afterwards or during the process that I'm just going to tease you to come in. And that was a big thing back whenever I joined was the college. And there was a lot of people who said, oh, I'm going to get to go in the military and go to school for free. You do afterwards if you got time. No shit, it took me fucking 8 years to get my bachelor's.
Right. And that's the thing, though, is, there's got to be a better way. I mean, I